and welcome to The Trade. Before we get into the charts and somebody's banging upstairs, let's get you caught up on all of the local news out there or the international news. President Trump all but giving away who will become the next Federal Reserve Chair when introducing White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett at a White House meeting, saying the next chair was present. This despite the president saying he would be announcing his choice to succeed Jerome Powell early next year. Russian President Vladimir Putin warning Europe that it would still face swift defeat if it went to war with Russia, and he dismissed European counter-proposals on Ukraine as being absolutely unacceptable to Russia. President Putin met President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner in the Kremlin for talks on a possible way to end the conflict. US Treasury yields, meanwhile, mixed after being dragged higher by an increase in Japanese government bond yields on expectations of an impending rate increase. The yield on the 2-year, 3.5%, the 10-year around 4.1%. And a quick look at the currencies. We've just had that GDP print, which was a miss, and 65.6 is where we sit on the Aussie. Let's get across the technicals now. Jonathan Tacadena from MPC Markets joins me. So are we going to have to rename you? You've gone from the gold bug to the silver. What do we call you?
No, not quite. So
Fox?
obviously, Mark Gardner is the captain of Team Silver.
Yeah.
I've always been on Team Gold. I actually wore a gold tie today
to
talk, just to show my allegiance. I'm not dropping off the bandwagon, but generally silver is the hot commodity right now, and there's a few things to watch for, and we could see an explosion higher as well.
All right, well, let's have a look at the silver futures chart and what that shows us. I mean, gosh, wow, that's a very steep line up, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So the key here is that there's actually a few large players that are already starting to take delivery of physical silver from the COMEX vaults. And what we're seeing is that I think last week during Thanksgiving, there was an actual pause in the CME, and usually when the exchange goes down, there's rumours afloat on what's happened there. And I think it's starting to surface now that someone's actually said, we actually want the physical silver. And now we're seeing a short squeeze higher. So December 29 is the day to watch. December silvers expire then. So March contract is the one that people are watching if they're watching most of the silver futures. But keep an eye on December, because there could be... So what happened, probably the most famous one example is when oil went negative. It was during COVID. How can you have a negative price there? And we could see something in reverse here with silver. So there's a lot of paper silver trying to short this market. The physical guys are saying, yeah, that's fine. We'll just take physical delivery. And if the shorts get squeezed, watch this move.
Yeah, that was always hard to try and explain, that oil move, wasn't it, during COVID? Let's get into where you can make some money then. So Broken Hill Mines, code BHM. What do you like about that?
Okay, so a bit of history on this one. So BHP actually started as BHP on the Rasp mine. So they bought, didn't buy it, but they started mining there in the 1880s, and then they sold it out in 1939 when they started moving on to other projects. BHM actually have bought that mine, I think October last year, and now they're consolidating a couple of mines in that area. And what they have is, they're just doing a lot more drilling to actually prove out the resource even more. And they're currently one of the better silver producers on our market. So they're trading at about 170 mil market cap. And I think that's great value at the current level. So I believe I was here talking about it when it was in the 80s. It just hit $1 today, which is roughly where they did cap raise at $1 probably about a month ago. So I think once it gets past that $1 level, I think it's sky's the limit, especially if that December futures short squeeze takes hold.
Now, Andean Silver, ASL, that's one you've talked to us a fair bit about.
Yes.
What's the latest with it?
So Andean Silver, that was actually my Christmas pick. I think 12 picks at Christmas. I think if you see the chart there, I actually highlighted where I picked it. So there's a little green arrow.
Oh, nice.
So that's a year ago, roughly about Christmas. Trading, call it 90 cents then, and it hit $2.15 this week. So my big call for Andean Silver is that it's the next Adriatic. So Adriatic was actually taken over at 1.3 billion market cap. Andean Silver is trading roughly about 400 mil market cap at the moment. They've got 30 million cash in the bank, And the thing is, they just keep extending the drilling and keep finding more silver. So yes, it will take time for that takeover to take place. But the thing is, they've got plenty of silver in the ground. So I think it's actually less risk than where it is. So even though it's doubled since I talked about it last year, it's actually less risky now because they've got more cash in the bank and they've proven that they've got plenty of silver in the ground.
Look, I think given what profits you must have made on that, you can afford to buy a silver tie then for next
Yeah,
time.
well, I was actually eyeing a silver bull tie. It looks a little bit corny, but maybe I'll bring that on next time.
Excellent. All right, Jonathan, thanks so much. Jonathan Tacadena from MPC Markets. That does it for this edition of The Trade. Be sure to join us next time.